get this uh, community meeting started. And as people arrive, we will still let them in, but we're going to go ahead and get this meeting started for the sake of time. And again, this is the Grant Drive Water Main Replacement Project. It's the virtual community meeting. If you're not here for the Grant Drive Main Replacement Project, you're probably in the wrong meeting. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and start. Next slide, please. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the agenda, how we're going to move through this presentation. Myself, we're going to do welcome introductions. You're going to hear from a variety of subject matter experts to tell you what to expect during construction and how long, duration. You're going to get a list of contacts who you can contact during construction if you have questions. Next slide, please. Again, welcome again. I am Mr. Kerry Williams. I am Deputy Director for DeKalb County Watershed, and I have a host of subject matter experts that will follow me as I follow through introductions. Next slide, please. I want to send greetings out to Commissioner Long Spears and Commissioner Ted Terry, whose district this project is in, District 2 and Super District 6. I am not sure if we have representatives from either of those camps here. If we do, I will pause for a minute to let these commissioner districts speak. Do we have anybody from District 2 or 6 here? If not, I'll keep going. Next slide, please. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we do on a daily basis. Pretty much, we send clean drinking water to your house and we treat dirty water and send it back into the river. How do we do it? We treat wastewater via our two wastewater plants in the DeKalb County, both located in the south side of DeKalb, which is the Pole Bridge plant and the Snapfinger plant. We send clean drinking water to your house via the Scott Candler Water Treatment Plant, which withdraws water from the Chattahoochee River and sends it to your house via a network of about 5,000 pipes total of sewer and wastewater. These pipes are out of sight, out of mind. So just like a road, you can see a road deteriorating. You can't see a pipe deteriorating, although they've been there longer than most people been alive on this call. It's time to replace them. So that's part of what this project is about. We treat over 70 million gallons of drinking water a day, and we treat up to 56 million gallons of wastewater per day via our two wastewater plants. And we do send wastewater to the city of Atlanta and Fulton County via the northern part of the county. From the middle to the southern part of the county are served by the county's two wastewater plants. Next slide, please. So what are we doing? Why are we doing this? We're doing this, I think, as you are quite familiar in this area, to reduce water main breaks, improve customer service. When I say improve customer service, when it comes to drinking water, you get better water pressure. Again, disruptions from water main breaks, tearing up the pavement, replacing it. So it's time for an upgrade on the water system, and this is part of that process of doing that. Next slide, please. How do we do this? We do this via a in-house team along with contractors and consultants. We have engineering firms such as AECOM, which is an international firm, RGI, which is a contractor, and other entities that actually help assist us in these type projects, construction management groups, and other firms. Right now, I'm going to rest. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to turn it over. Next slide, please, to Miss Cassandra Marshall, who's in charge of the CIP and Construction Management Program. She's the Assistant Director for DWM. So at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Miss Marshall. Miss Marshall, the floor is yours.
All right. Thank you, Carrie. Again, as Carrie stated, my duties include overseeing the construction of Watershed's $4.27 billion capital improvement plan and over managing the construction management staff. I will now speak a little bit about our problem and our solution. Next slide. So the problem in the area is pretty much just due to age infrastructure. We've had a confirmed 42 water main breaks from 1989 to 2024. The pipes in the area were installed in the 1950s and 1960s. Mostly the pipe is aged and beyond its lifespan, which is causing operational efficiencies, tuberculation, and some of the areas the pipes are undersized, which is now the reason why we're doing the project. Next slide. All right, in 2024, our Board of Commissioners approved a new CIP plan for $4.27 billion for projects to be completed from 2025 to 2034. The Grant Drive Water Main Replacement Project is a $3.8 million project within that plan. First, a CIP is a capital improvement project. It can either be a new construction, replacement, or just maintaining or improving an asset. My team is responsible again for getting the work done. My team includes 4 DWM construction managers and 12 licensed inspectors. Also, along with in-house staff, we are supported by consulting firms who help assist the county with construction management and inspection services. Hopefully, these improvements should last a minimum of 100+ years. Next up in the presentation, you will hear from our DWM construction project manager, Ari Kennedy. Mr. Kennedy is a licensed utility manager and a licensed contractor who has over 40 years of construction experience. Ari, next up.
Thank you, Ms. Marshall. And as Ms. Marshall stated, I'm one of the construction project managers overseeing this project. Next slide. The Grant Drive Water Replacement Project, installation of nearly 6,600 linear feet of new 8-inch ductile line pipe water main, including service lines, fire hydrants, valves, pavement restoration, water meter boxes to grade. The trench will be milled and paved once the new water main installation is complete. The existing 6-inch water main will be abandoned in place. The site conditions will not be altered from the existing. All disturbed pavement and landscaping will be replaced in kind and or better. Erosion control, best management practices will be installed throughout the entire water main alignment. No more than 1,000 linear feet of trench will be open at any given time and must be backfilled and safed up daily. Next slide, please. The roads affected on this project, roughly there will be 250 ratepayers impacted by this project, and the project areas is in the DeKalb County along the following streets. As you can see, all the streets are noted as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different locations, and to the left you'll see the areas that will be impacted. But again, at each night, these areas will be safed up and through traffic will be allowed. At this time, you will hear from Miss Ginger Gay, my supervisor inspector, and she's more of the boots on the ground in the day-to-day operations. Miss Gay?
Thank you, Mr. Kennedy. Next slide. So boots on the ground. Basically, my team, we will be there to ensure that all the erosion control and settlement controls are in place, that the contractor installs the pipe correctly, handles any, and will handle any customer complaints. We'll coordinate with the other municipalities, Brookhaven. We will ensure traffic control is maintained for the residents that live in the area, children getting on and off the bus, and we will also ensure, I said, safety measures. Next slide. So our open cut method, basically the contractor will excavate the trench, what you see on the left. We put the pipe in and we backfill, which is on the right. Fill the trench up with GAB, which is a stone material, all the way to the top so that the residents in the area can drive through their neighborhoods safely. Next. Project duration. This is an 8-month project. You can see that today we are having a community meeting. On January 16th, community notices should have been passed out. Mobilization from the contractor will be February 2nd. Construction starts February 9th. Final restoration, which is paving or any yards that have been disturbed, will be starting in July, and end of construction will be August 2026. Next slide. So on your left, what you see is before. That is the GAB that's compacted into the trench. And to the right, we have a 1-lane asphalt patch or just a trench patch. Next slide. Now I will pass this along to Ms. Marshall.
All right, thank you, Ginger. At this time, I will now address community concern and what the community should be aware of. Next slide. All right, so fortunately, what comes with construction are inconveniences. We want to try to minimize those inconveniences. What you're going to see is a lot of foot traffic, construction deliveries, and construction parking throughout your neighborhood. As a security measure, though, we do require our contractors and our employees to have some type of county identification and badges so you know they are working with the county. There's going to be increased noise in the areas from the backup alarm, the asphalt saw cutting, and the removal of the asphalt. Also, we will all clearly have our work zones clearly delineated by orange cones or barrels. Our typical work hours are from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., Monday through Fridays, and sometimes weekends. Residents will always have access to their driveways during construction. It may be a small interruption when we're installing the pipe past your property. However, the contractor will pretty much knock on your door for that morning before he starts that work. Make sure that you need to get out or do not need to get out of the driveway. And if you needed to get out, we'll probably to ask you to park on the street for the day. We will protect the environment by minimizing dust control and putting down the proper silt barriers. Next slide. Community awareness. So the construction yard sign, not sure if it's up yet, but we do require our contractor to put these up in advance of us starting any work in the area. If they're not up, they should be done prior to the construction start. Also, the bottom right side represent a generic company, DeKalb County contractor sign. We require our contractors to have some type of company logo on their vehicles. And if they do not, we do require that they have the generic DeKalb County contractor sign. Next slide. You will now hear from Ms. Alicia Penny about public communications update.
Thank you, Ms. Marshall, and good evening, everyone. My name is Alicia Penny, and I'm the Public Relations Manager. And tonight, I will be sharing with you the ways in which we will communicate with you throughout this project. Next slide, please. Ahead of tonight's meeting, you should have received a notification letter, like the one that is displayed here to the far left. It notified you about the meeting tonight, as well as some of the details about the project, including what we were doing and the length of the project. 48 to 72 hours ahead of any major activity that's happening or changing with the project, you will receive a door hanger similar to the one shown here, which will give you the details of notifications. So for instance, if we have to interrupt water service, this notification would come to you 48 to 72 hours ahead of that time, letting you know the dates and times of the outage and what to expect. We will also use emails to give you project updates. about the project. And what we would like to gather from you tonight, if you would please place in the chat your email address, we will use those email addresses to give you periodic updates about what is going on with the project. Also, if something occurs with the project, if there's an emergency situation and we want to communicate to the public, it's the quickest way that we can get the information to you is by way of email. So please place your email addresses in the chat so that we can capture those email addresses and keep you updated about this project. Next slide, please. These are our touch points. These are the ways in which we will communicate with you about the project. One of the ways is through our project hotline. I will share that number with you later. It was listed in the notification letter that you received. There's an email address and a hotline. That line is an unmanned voice message, but you can leave a message which notifies the outreach team that you're trying to reach us, and someone will return your call within 24 to 48 hours. We also have a dedicated webpage for this project, for the Grant Drive project. On that page, you will find tonight's presentation, the PowerPoint presentation, a recording of the presentation, as well as the maps and any other information related to the project. The news release that went out for this project, as well as notification letters, everything will be posted there to that page. We will also use social media, Facebook and Twitter or X, to give updates about the project. And I also, as also mentioned, we will use Nextdoor as one of the ways to reach you. We regularly post messages on Nextdoor giving you updates about what's going on with the project. As Ms. Marshall explained earlier, we have project signs that will be posted throughout the area. And I think Ms. Gay gave a thumbs up that we do have some of those signs that are already up and posted. So if you don't see them already, you will see them in the upcoming weeks before the project starts. We will have our contractors as well as our team on site to communicate and speak with you about any concerns that you have regarding the project. Next slide, please. Here we have our QR codes for all of the touch points that I mentioned. We have Nextdoor, we have our Facebook, QR code, X, YouTube. YouTube is where we post tonight's recording. It will also be on the dedicated webpage for the project. And finally, most importantly, we have the CIP projects page. If you click on that page, link to that page, that will take you directly to a listing of all our projects, including the Grant Drive project, where again, as I stated before, you can find out all of the information that you need about the project. I'll pause here for a moment to allow you to capture these QR codes. Okay, next slide, please. Contact information. I mentioned earlier about our project hotline. Here is the number. It's a 1-800 number. This number is posted on the project page. It is also will be posted on any messages that come to you, like the notification letter. It's also on the project signage. The email as well as the phone number is listed on all of our project signage. We also have other key staff members, Ms. Gay, who is in charge of supervising this project. We have her information here, and that's a direct way to get in contact with her if you have questions regarding the project. Most importantly, if you have a question or a concern and is outside of normal business hours, we ask that you use our 24/7 emergency hotline, our dispatch number, which is listed here. There's someone that this is a manned line, and it is manned 24/7. You can reach out and leave a message with the dispatch personnel. You can also email us at this same email address for DeKalb Water Ops, and someone will respond to your email and pass the information on to our field team. This is in case of an emergency outside of our normal business hours. Next slide, please. And with that, this completes our presentation. We will now move into the question and answer period of our presentation. We ask that you place your questions into the chat. I do see several questions already in the chat, and I will be pulling those questions from the chat. Let's see. I do see one earlier. We had quick question before I forget. Can we expect daily water outages? And what times of day should we expect these outages? And Ms. Marshall did respond and said there will be no daily outages. Typically, there's only one planned outage when we are swapping over the new service line to the meter. Okay. Next question is, can you confirm where is the project starting point?
I'm not sure, and that's why I didn't answer it, but the contractor is on the line. Dawood, are you able to confirm where we're starting? And if you can't speak, just put it in the message. I don't know. He was here. We'll just have to get back with you on that.
Okay, yes, we will have to provide that information to you, Mr. Ford Hutchinson. See, and you did provide your email address. Thank you. So we can respond back to you. Is there any coordination with the city of Brookhaven to replace the full street pavement? And what is the criteria for a full lane replacement versus a trench replacement? Ms. Marshall, I'm sorry, go ahead, Ms. Marshall.
So I answered that. It's pretty much based on the permit requirements from the city. The city is going to require us to pave a full lane, which we will do. The full street, I'm not sure if the city is going to do the other half. They had done that on the other previous project. That is something we will have to follow with the city also with.
Next question, based on your experience, how realistic is the timeline? Is it conservative or ambitious?
Well, it's definitely not conservative. So it's probably a little ambitious, but it should be able to be doable to get done within 8 months.
Okay, next question. Are you replacing lines to each property's meters? Are you replacing meters?
Say that again. I didn't see that question. Let me read that.
It is, are you replacing lines to each property's meters? Are you
Yes.
replacing the meters?
Yes.
Yes. So
Okay,
they get a new service copper line from our distribution main that's in the street, and then we connect that to their meters. And so it is a new meter because we do have a new system.
oh,
With new meter boxes to grade.
thank you. All right, we do have an answer from Mr. Mills about the starting location. He stated that the starting location is Drew Valley and Thompson. That will be where the project will start. Another question we have is, what are some anecdotes from similar projects?
I'm not sure I understand the question. What do you mean anecdotes?
Antecedents. What are some antecedents from similar projects?
Okay, what does that
What
mean?
what are they saying, Carrie?
Issues? What are we asking?
Issues, what lessons learned, that type stuff from similar projects as this.
Well, on a lot of these projects, the pipe is old. You know, when you asked about the question of the outages, there may be multiple outages because of that reason. Keep in mind, we're excavating near the old pipe, which may disrupt it, cause it to break, which means there is no planned outage, there is no notification. We're just trying to repair the pipe to keep it back in service. That's one of the things. And just keeping the contractor persistent on the project. We've noticed a lot of time when we give them multiple things to do, um, they don't necessarily focus on completing the work at hand. I guess that's why the question came up about being advantageous with our schedule. We do plan on staying on top of this one with the contractor to make sure they complete the work in a timely fashion.
Okay, I don't see any other questions or any other questions. If so, if you would please place them in the chat, but I don't see any other questions right now in the chat. All right, Mr. Williams, I'm turning it back over to you.
All right. Well, if there are no more questions, again, I want to thank everybody for coming out. And you have received contact information should some questions pop up in your mind after this meeting. Of course, they've given you the location. You can actually see the presentation. And so if there are no more questions, I want to thank everyone for coming out. Thank you all. We look forward to a successful project. Yes, there will be some disruptions, but you'll be quite satisfied. See, there's another question. There's a question that just popped up. I'll stop talking.
Okay, who can other people reach out to get added to the email list? They can reach out to the project hotline. And if Ms. Hurt, could you go back just one slide? Okay, and we will place the email in the chat if you bear with me for one moment. Okay, the Miss Hardy, it has an extra R there in there. Okay, we do have another question. How much of the trenching is in the street versus in the yards?
I believe 100% of it is in the street. However, now when we're connecting that service line to your meter, that piece right there will disrupt your yard.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Hardy has placed the email address into the chat. It's projectinfo@dekalbcountyga.gov. And so she's placed the 1-800 number. Thank you, Ms. Hardy, for placing that there. Are there any other final questions? And again, if you get off the call and another question comes to mind, just feel free to reach out to us and we will be happy to answer any questions that you have about the project because we're partnering with you on this project. That's the only way that we will be successful in this project. All right, Mr. Williams.
All right, I'll start the closing one more time. So I don't think we have any more questions. Again, the contact information is still showing up on your screen. If you need to contact anybody after the meeting or during the project, that information there. I want to thank everyone for coming out this evening. and learning more about this project. Again, we're going to have a successful project. We're going to get in and out as fast as possible. And to that, everyone, I wish everyone a good night. Stay warm. That concludes the meeting.